Set your alarm, aren't you hungry?
TikTokers are now injecting dye into their eyes, turning their eye color from natural to supernatural. And before you ask,
is this permanent?
Yes, it is. But as disturbing as these transformations are to the general public,
it looks worse than a Halloween contact.
Former patients have started coming forward.
Child, look.
And experts are sounding the alarm.
They want your money and they are not thinking about your safety.
It's not like, oh, it may cause blindness. No. The risks are high.
It sounds pretty scary to me.
Bro, y'all don't stop and think this might not be a good idea. You know what I'm saying?
Because behind every viral transformation video is someone learning that these surgeries can come at a devastating cost.
One day I'm gonna have a child and not be able to see my child.
Do you have a spare half hour and say, oh, $12,000? If you answered yes, then today's your lucky day. You're a candidate for plastic surgery's hottest new procedure. It's called keratopigmentation. All you have to do is lie awake while a surgeon injects pigment into your cornea, and voila, you have the eye color of your dreams, at least in theory. If this trend is made—
Why are they all getting blue eyes though? You know what I'm saying? They went from dark color eyes to blue eyes. What is that, man? What kind of bullshit is that, man?
Procedure. It's called keratopigmentation.
Why did you think this looked better? Nigga, you look crazy.
All you have to do is lie awake while a surgeon injects pigment—
She was already looking good—
to your cornea, and voila, you have the eye color of your dreams, at least in theory. If this trend has made its way onto your TikTok For You page, then you're likely familiar with the work of Dr. Brian Boxer Walkler, a Beverly Hills-based eye surgeon who allows patients to create their own custom eye colors.
The color she wanted.
Or choose from his selection. You know, the standards like emerald green.
Thank you. I honestly did not have such expectation, but I kept my expectation lower.
Riviera blue.
But you still went along with it. Like, think about what she just said. Her expectations was low, but she still did it. Her eyes, nigga. It's not like a bad tattoo you can cover up. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Your eyes.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Or honey gold.
Wow, that's awesome.
Bro, even their reactions don't seem like they fuck with it for real. Like, they don't even really look satisfied with what the end result was. They was probably told to say something good on camera. I don't know, man. They look like the vampires off the movie Sinners.
Social media users, however, see these patients not so much as walking advertisements for the surgery, but as a warning: never take your natural eye color for granted. Yes, according to the internet, these oversaturated bright results were no replacement for the real thing. In fact, they reminded viewers more of vampires or demonically possessed than actual human eyes.
I think we should go on a hike in the woods. Just me and you.
Bro, you're creeping me out. Don't look at me like that.
No, just to get some exercise. Me and you, a hike in the woods alone, where nobody can hear or see us.
On top of the uncanny effect, to many, the lack of dimension or pattern in the eyes and the thick limbo ring along the outside of the iris don't look like the results of a $12,000 procedure. They looked like colored contacts. Cheap colored contacts.
I have never seen an eye color change surgery that has looked natural.
And maybe viewers weren't the only ones praying these results were reversible or that the colors would fade. After all, were these reactions of satisfied customers?
How was it when you looked at your eyes for the first time in the mirror?
It's better than I expected.
I told you, bro. Those reactions don't seem like they're genuinely happy about it. They already too invested, though. They already put the money in, and their surgery is irreversible. So they have to convince themselves that they like it. You know what I'm saying? They too deep in.
Or people trying to convince themselves that they hadn't just made the worst mistake of their lives.
How are you feeling seeing yourself for the first time like this?
I like it. This is awesome.
Very pretty. I love it.
It's super natural too.
very happy with those. They said they're perfect. I'm really happy with them.
Even reactions from family members seemed almost too positive.
It looks natural and amazing.
Yeah. Right.
I love it.
Yes.
Looks phenomenal.
Like they were covering up their true feelings.
How do you feel now that she has the color that she's on?
Nice. I'm happy for her because like she's super happy. So I'm glad she likes it. It's nice. It looks good too. Like it looks good.
But there was one patient who might have let slip what everyone involved was asking themselves.
I can't believe that. This is awesome.
Every day you're gonna wake up and see your new eyes.
Is this permanent?
It is.
Naturally, the internet wasted no time turning reactions like this into memes.
Thank you so much for doing this to me. What do you think? Is that permanent? I love it. Oh my god, I really look like that. Are you gonna give us a good review? Of course.
But whether it's keratopigmentation or iris implants, where a silicone iris is inserted into the eye, there's clearly a market for eye color changing surgeries.
Heard so many times, doctor.
This is why you gotta love the way that God already made you, bruh. He already gave you the genetics that you were born with. Now it's up to you to take full advantage of those genetics and become the best version of yourself, whatever that looks like, bro. Be the most genetically blessed version of yourself, whether that's weight, size, eye color, hair, health, overall health, bruh. Whatever that is for you, you take that and you make it the most genetically blessed version of whatever it is, bro. The things that you can control.
The question is, what are patients risking when they sign up for these life-changing surgeries?
Their souls.
In September 2024...
Nigga, they say the eyes are the gateway to the soul, right? Well, when you try to cover it up with a lie, you know what I'm saying? This is a lie. This eye surgery, just like a BBL, just like any enhancement that you have to do through cosmetic surgery, it's a lie. You didn't obtain it through natural means. You bought it and paid for it, and somebody put something foreign into your body. It's a lie. So you're covering up the gateway to your soul with a lie. Come on, man.
Jasmine Hill, known on TikTok as Story with Friends, posted a story time that would serve as a chilling reminder. Be careful what you wish for.
I like to tell stories and life lessons, but yesterday I certainly didn't think that I would be a life lesson.
Like others, Jasmine learned about keratopigmentation through social media. But unlike other viewers, she wasn't disturbed by the trend. She was intrigued. Jasmine didn't want anything drastic, just a subtle change to her big, dark brown eyes.
My eyes look kind of black, like they're dark brown, they look black. I'll get like one of these browns. I like it. I'm already thinking like they're dark.
Change to her.
Yeah, Jasmine has some big ass eyes, I'm not gonna lie. Matter of fact, she got them Bambi eyes, bro. Or maybe her eyes was her strength and she didn't even know it.
They look black. I'll get like one of these browns. I like it. I'm already thinking of what kind of eyelashes I'm gonna get. I'm thinking of how I'm gonna do my eyeshadow.
Since it wasn't common for a patient to ask for brown eyes, the surgeon's office had to order Jasmine's color from France. It was called marron, the French word for brown.
This is the color that was presented to me.
After a month and a half of waiting, she was notified that her color had arrived at the office. It was only during the operation that everything began to fall apart. After finishing the first eye, the surgeon handed Jasmine a mirror to show off his handiwork. What Jasmine saw looking back at her made her jaw drop.
Child, look.
Yes, those were Jasmine's brand new eyes, and while she might have been confused on how to categorize this color,
she would be perfect for Halloween. She'd do that same thing when the kids come to trick or treat.
Child, look.
Yes, those were Jasmine's brand new eyes, and while she might have been confused on how to categorize this color, we can tell you what it wasn't: brown. How had this happened? Well, it turned out the surgeon had noticed something off about the color when it arrived at the office.
You know what I just thought of? From this point on, if any man ever came up to her and complimented her about her eyes, right? Do you think that compliment meant anything to her? Like, come on, bro. I'm pretty sure it's been dudes that walked up to her and said, "Damn, your eyes pretty. You got some pretty eyes." How you think that made her feel deep down on the inside, knowing that this is a lie? Like, this is not even the truth. This is a lie. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, we could take this conversation even deeper. And I'm not even trying to judge or nothing. I'm trying to understand, right? Ladies, when you get compliments on stuff that's on you, but it's not naturally a part of you, how does that make you feel? How does it make you feel when you get compliments on the hair in your head that's not yours? How does it make you feel when you get compliments on the BBL or any type of cosmetic surgery that you had that's not yours? How does that make you feel? How does it make you feel when you get compliments on your eyes when it's not your real eye color? Like, how does that make you feel? Like, not even trying to be funny, rude, insensitive, nothing. Like let me know for real, because I'm trying to know. I'm trying to understand.
Well, it turned out the surgeon had noticed something off about the color when it arrived at the office.
When the doctor opened it, he said, I did notice that it wasn't brown. He said, but with these
But they still went through with it anyway.
Procedures, a lot of the times the colors do not look the way they're going to look once you apply it.
The problem was,
it never turned brown.
At this point, Jasmine was in tears. She didn't want the other eye done, but as her surgeon pointed out,
even if we change it to the brown that you originally wanted, you'll have mixed match eyes if I don't at least do the other eye this color.
So, in the end, Jasmine was stuck with her new eyes, whether she liked them or not. And while she was unsure what the moral of this story was,
life lesson, I don't really know. Let me figure out how to process what the life lesson is for this.
The comment section spelled it out for her. Never risk what you have for what you want. For many, the potential long-term effects of the procedure and the availability of colored contacts made this a no-brainer. As one user put it, having brown eyes and going through all this for a different shade of brown is wild. But as our next story proves, these surgeries put patients at risk of developing more than just customer dissatisfaction. In October 2024, influencer Dina Khalil posted a video drawing attention to the devastating consequences of iris implants.
This video is very difficult for me to make.
At the time, Dina still wasn't able to open up to her family and friends about what she had gone through. However, as someone with a platform, she felt it was her responsibility to inform her followers about the dangers of the surgery that she was now all too familiar with.
I just had 4 surgeries done in my eyes and I almost lost my eyesight because of it. So let's get into it. These are my eyes.
And they look totally natural, right? Well, it turns out they are. The thing is, just a few months earlier, Dina had bright blue eyes that earned her comparisons to Adriana Lima and Megan Fox, all courtesy of iris implants. According to Dina, she was tricked into having the surgery as a teenager in Egypt.
Alright, but look, when it comes to like these influencers, right? I never heard of this girl. I don't know who she is, but maybe it's a good thing that out of all the people that did it, it was somebody with a huge platform to go through this and then be able to share this testimony with all of her followers to warn them not to do it so they won't make the mistakes that she made. You know what I'm saying? She was blessed to have a huge platform where she could tell all the people following her, hey, I tried this. It went terrible. And I almost faced the irreversible consequence. Y'all shouldn't do this. And the people that follow her that was considering doing this now have a testimony to look on and be like, well, she did it and it turned out this way, so maybe I shouldn't do it, right? You know what I'm saying? The type of people that learn from other people's mistakes, right? Or at least heed warnings or whatever.
According to Dina, she was tricked into having the surgery as a teenager in Egypt. I went in with my dad to get LASIK, and then the doctor offered this amazing surgery with apparently no risks, no side effects, 100% safe, she told the Daily Mail.
Bro, this is where she could sue. 100% safe. Bro, if you ever watch a commercial, what do they always say? 99.9%. Because legally they can't say 100%. You see the Lysol commercial, they be like, kills 99.9% of germs, right? Well, I was just wonder, well, why can't they just say 100%? Legally, they cannot say 100% because there would be false advertisement. What if it doesn't kill 100% of germs, right? Then somebody could be like, well, they lied to me, so I'm a sue. So a doctor saying 100% safe, bro, she could sue. Unless she signed like some type of liability waiver or some type of, you know what I'm saying? Unless she put her name on paper somewhere, I don't know. She could sue 100%. Ain't nothing 100%, bruh. No risk, no side effects. Just the fact that you even had to say this, no risk, no side effects. Like, is no risk or no side effects from not doing the shit at all, right? If I don't do it at all, it's absolutely no risk, no side effects, 100% safe. I was already no risk, no side effects, 100% safe before the surgery, bro. Like, come on, bro. Imagine you go to a job, right? And you had the interview, and the employer says, "Oh yeah, it's no risk, no side effects, 100% safe." You gonna trust that? Like, why are you saying that, Mr. Employer, sir, nigga? The fuck?
Claimed she hadn't even known the surgery involved an implant and was instead under the impression that it was done with non-invasive lasers. Still, for 10 years, it seemed the doctor's
And on top of that,
promise came true.
Her brown natural eyes look so much better. Like, I'm not even glazing, bro. Every girl that they show on this video, her natural eyes look better than whatever they was trying to do.
Everything started to drastically become horrible.
It started with redness around the eyes. Then, vision problems. Whitening eye drops that initially helped stopped working as her eyes worsened. My vision started getting really blurry and I wasn't seeing clearly anymore, Dina told the Daily Mail. At first, it only happened in the morning and then would clear up during the day, so I didn't think there was anything wrong. But it soon became clear that something...
See, this level of cope, at first it only happened in the morning. That's cope because before... it didn't matter what time of day it was, your vision was just fine. But after this surgery, it's blurry in the morning. So you accepted that? You know what I'm saying? You accepted that as normal. You didn't think that it would get progressively worse or nothing like that? I don't know.
Wrong. Seriously wrong. Dina's vision had declined so severely she believed she was going blind. However, when she reached out to the doctor in Egypt who had performed the surgery, he ghosted her. It was only when Dina sought out an ophthalmologist in New York that she learned the true extent of the damage. Not only was she informed that she had iris implants, but she was told they were causing glaucoma that could lead to permanent blindness.
I had 2 surgeries to remove the implants and then another 2 surgeries for glaucoma that I developed because of it.
After she was healed, she would have to undergo 2 more surgeries. This number of procedures not only likely reflected the damage that had been done to Dina's eyes, but the difficulty of removing iris implants, which often have to be cut and removed in pieces to minimize the trauma to the eye. Naturally, this nightmare forced Dina to reconsider what was important to her.
This has been one of the hardest times, or the hardest time of my entire life, thinking that one day I'm gonna have a child and not be able to see my child. Like, all these things you think about, your eyes are so precious.
On top of this, there was the psychological toll of not being able to recognize herself without the blue eyes she'd had since she was a teenager.
And I'm having a hard time, like, knowing her in the mirror and, like, learning to love her again. And I probably am gonna need therapy for this. And, like, this is not gonna be easy. But
hey, bro, these are like privileged people problems, though. At the end of it all, like, she said this was the hardest thing she ever went through, but it was 100% self-inflicted, right? 100%. The hardest thing she went through. And I'm not going to take it away from her. This seemed like some real hard shit to go through. But at the same time, like, this seems like a privileged person problem.
Dina made it clear this video wasn't about her. It was to draw attention to the very serious dangers of this procedure.
You will lose your eyesight, so please, if you have them in, get them out. If you're thinking about it, just cancel the thought, just buy some contact.
And according to the influencer, they look exactly the same. And if her honesty ended up costing her followers, according to Dina, so be it.
I know a lot of people thought I looked so exotic, and that's the reason you follow me, and you probably won't think I'm pretty anymore, so you're gonna unfollow me, and that's okay with me because this is more important helping someone than some followers that are just following me for how or what I look like.
And if there was one message Dina could leave her viewers with,
it is to not do it. Don't do it. Don't go try it. I know they looked great and they looked good, but most of the time I wasn't seeing good. Most of the time I saw blur, like I was seeing as if I put milk in my eyes, like white. Please love yourself the way you are. I don't know why I did it, but it was the biggest mistake.
Dina's comment section was full of support from viewers who were quick to...
But you know what the effed up part about all of this is? If she didn't have all these side effects, if it didn't affect her vision, if she didn't develop glaucoma, right, she would probably still have the eye color. She would probably still have the blue eyes with no regrets, no remorse, no second thought, nothing. Bro, when her eyes already looked fine the way they were. Like, come on, bro. I mean, who knows? Maybe. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
To remind the influencer that she was beautiful, regardless of eye color. Since completing her final surgery, Dina now has 20/20 vision. As for eye color, after the nightmare she went through, she's satisfied sticking with contacts. And online, optometrists like Dr. Gerline Denoa are echoing her warning.
Do not.
No, contacts is crazy. After all that, you still putting shit in your eyes? I would never put nothing else in my eyes ever again.
Online, optometrists like Dr. Gerline Denoa are echoing her warning.
Do not, and I repeat, do not get this surgery done. It's not like, oh, it may cause blindness. It may make you blind. No. The risks are high.
This is because iris implants can block your drainage system, increasing pressure inside the eye.
And an increase in pressure inside the eye can damage the nerve, can damage the tissue in the back of the eye. And that's what's connecting your eyes to your brain to tell your brain, this is what I'm seeing, and then your brain processes it.
Naturally, if that nerve is damaged, well, goodbye eyesight.
This is irreversible blindness. Once you have reached that point, we cannot undo what's been done.
Not convinced? Just look at these damaged irises caused by implant surgery. The patient recording this video went to see a glaucoma specialist after she suddenly went blind in her right eye. According to the doctor, the fit of the implant was so poor that it caused glaucoma, permanent pupil distortion, and light sensitivity.
These changes cannot be reversed because the part of the pupil has died. It's actually kind of shriveled up and died.
Cases like this are why iris implants are illegal in the United States.
And any doctor that tries to talk a patient into having this procedure done actually is not only unethical, they are immoral. All they want is your money.
They're also why keratopigmentation has been marketed as the safe alternative by surgeons like Dr. Brian Boxer.
Only perform colorized keratopigmentation, which is a cornea procedure, not an implant, where ink is placed inside the cornea. Keratopigmentation has been performed for the last 16 years and has an overall high safety rate.
But is keratopigmentation really the miracle it's advertised to be? Well, unlike iris implant surgery where the artificial iris is placed over the real iris, keratopigmentation involves tattooing the inner layer of the cornea, which leads to that uncanny effect.
It's not exactly where the iris is, which is what has the eye color, so it does look a little bit artificial.
And seeing as
she got some big pretty eyes too. You know what I'm saying?
Surgery is irreversible, patients are forced to live with their choice to undergo the surgery for the rest of their lives. But it isn't just the results that have eye doctors warning against this procedure. See, while keratopigmentation is legal to practice in the United States, the surgery is still largely unregulated and remains unapproved by the FDA. And when it comes to the complications, however rare, for many in the field, it's not worth the risk. This is why the American Academy of Ophthalmology issued a warning on the dangers of eye color changing procedures in January 2024. In the statement, the group listed the potential risks of keratopigmentation, including leakage of the dye into the eye, bacterial or fungal infection, and vision loss. Research by the
literal plagues, bro. Plagues, dog, for doing stuff that we're not supposed to be doing. Consequences, plagues, repercussions, whatever words you want to use. It's too much risk for something that's not worth it, dog. Damage to the cornea, light sensitivity, reaction to dye which cause inflammation or blood vessels growth into the cornea, bacteria and fungus, which produce corneal scarring and vision loss, uneven distribution of the dye, leakage of the dye into the eye, color fading due to the dye moving or leaking into the eye. None of this is pleasant. Dog, all of these are literal consequences of not loving yourself, not working on yourself to become better the natural way. This is the consequence of trying to take a shortcut, of trying to do it the unnatural way, bro. It's not natural. That's why it comes with all of these consequences, bro. Plagues, whatever you want to call it, man.
Into the eye, bacterial or fungal infection, and vision loss. Research by the Ophthalmological Society of the United Kingdom has even noted rare cases of keratopigmentation causing a parasitic disease in the eye and brain. But for certain
parasitic disease
like Dr. Yoon, it's the lack of long-term research and large studies that's truly frightening.
The fact is, it's like, hey, there's no published reports of problems and this and that, but there's 40 patients.
And while surgeons like Dr. Brian Boxer-Walkler will argue that if you're against people changing their eye color, but not protesting people changing their nose, their wrinkles, or their cup size, then
and that's called being a hypocrite.
Those other surgeries don't come with the potential cost of your vision. As board-certified ophthalmologist Deanne Halal Campo put in an interview with Allure, we only get one set of eyes, and to put them at risk in the name of vanity is ridiculous. As long as eye color changing surgeries are profitable,
I mean, we only get one body, period. And to put them at risk and put it at risk for the sake of vanity. And vanity itself is one of the 7 deadly sins, if you choose to believe that, right? You know what I'm saying? There's consequences for that.
there will be doctors willing to provide them, regardless of the risks.
There's a lot of money to be made doing that, in which case, but there's a monetary incentive, and does it push you to do things that maybe, aren't as safe?
The risk of it is that you could actually go blind from this procedure.
They want your money, and they are not thinking about your safety.
This means that people will continue jeopardizing their vision for the eyes of their dreams.
I wake up every day and I see blue. It's always been my dream.
And success stories will encourage others to do the same.
I'm excited for my daughters all to see it and bring Brooklyn back. Yes. She can get it done. Yes.
Unaware of what they're truly risking. So the responsibility lies on consumers to do their own research.
This is extremely dangerous, and I don't want anybody to go through this, not even my worst enemy. Please don't do the surgery.
Seek out alternatives.
You might as well just wear colored contact lenses. It's safer, it's healthier, you're achieving the same cosmetic goal without all the risks.
And maybe, just maybe, start practicing self-acceptance.
Most of you would not look good with blue eyes. They're a very specific kind of feature, and I believe the people who have them, naturally, who are born with them, are the people who are meant to have them. Have you ever seen a deer with light blue, crystal clear Siberian Husky eyes? No, you haven't. And if you did see that, it would freak you out and you would never be the same.
While you're here, check out our video on the latest viral accessory that TikTok fears.
No, because I didn't think I would have this much to say about this topic, but it's crazy. Let me see what y'all talking about in the comments, man. Contacts are literally a thing. $12,000, I'd rather have that money to pay off my debt. And not only that, not only the price, but the fact that money is made to be spent. So just imagine you spent $12,000 to change a feature about you permanently for the rest of your life. Whatever money you spent to do that, that money gets spent by whoever receives that money, which means they spent it on something, they bought it, they consumed it, and they moved on to the next thing. But look, y'all like the video, L-I-K-E, like the video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all be safe. I'm out.
Bruh, you recording?